Okay, kids, it's time to go watch a nice family movie. Oh boy, what are we gonna go see? We're gonna go watch...
Come back, please. Oh my God!
Dad? Dad! The one thing I don't understand about modern movies is why parents are taking their 5-year-olds to watch movies like Battle Los Angeles. Granted, this wasn't that bad of a movie, nor did it have a lot of cussing or a lot of violence, but just in general, why are parents taking their children to PG-13 movies, especially 5-year-olds, and then walking up and down the aisles to let them go pee? Now to the actual review of this movie. I went into Battle Los Angeles expecting kind of so-so. A lot of the online reviews were mixed. There were a lot of people who said they really liked it, a lot of people who said they really hated it. I was going in expecting the cinematography to be kind of so-so, have no character development, to really have nothing really high expected other than another alien movie. Now I can't say I was blown over and it was totally over the top and I just feel like it was the greatest alien movie since Independence Day, but I don't think it was that bad of a movie. For starters, the action was really good. There was a lot of action pretty much from start to finish. There were a lot of explosions, a lot of bullets flying, a lot of death. Not really a lot of gore, which I was appreciative of. Something else that I really appreciated is that it really exemplified the American military system. It really showed the unity between our troops and just the strength that they have even under a situation like an alien invasion. I grew up in a military town, so I see the unity that goes on, the collectivism that goes on in the military. It was just really good to see that portrayed in a movie and not to have our military look like a bunch of idiots who are totally incompetent. So let's go to the actual plot line of the movie. Battle LA is obviously just what it is, the battle for LA. Aliens have come down from outer space, and it never specifies where in the movie where they're coming from, but they come down and their ultimate goal is what it appears to be, is that they're here to collect our water. So throughout the movie, the American military is trying to stop the aliens, and they're trying to battle for LA. The other parts of the world have essentially been taken over by the same aliens, and they're everywhere. So there's no communication going on between any of the countries, even between different states. So the plot follows a character who I didn't get his name because it briefly said at the very beginning, which I was a little disappointed about, but I'll get to that in a little bit. It pretty much follows his story. He is retiring, it looks like, and he gets pulled into this war. He leads this group through the battlefield to where essentially the main base of the aliens are in Los Angeles and helps take it out. One thing that a lot of the reviews complained about was that there isn't really much character development throughout the movie. I would agree with that. However, because it is an alien movie, much like a zombie movie, you can't really get too in-depth into characters because you're going to lose a lot of them. Now, this movie, I appreciated that not a lot of the essential characters were taken out, such as in a lot of other alien movies. You have a lot of prime characters that just get wiped out halfway through or near the end, and it's really no point in caring about them at all. On the same token, you are dealing with the US military. If there's anything that I learned from growing up in a military town, is that they're all very collectivistic. The military is a collection of people who are all together and are all fighting towards one common goal. And I really appreciated that about the movie, which, even though there was a little bit of a lack of character development, it didn't focus on any one person other than the main character, just because, I mean, essentially it's his story. It's his perspective from start to finish. So with that being said, even though there wasn't much character development, the military really does not focus on the individual. So I was appreciative that they showed a combined effort between all the people in the movie that were all fighting together. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say about this movie before I sign off. Oh, I did think of something. So one other thing that I really liked about this movie that I just want to point out really quickly is that I liked how there wasn't really much of a political statement. What I've noticed about a lot of alien movies, pretty much any end of the world movie, there's some kind of political statement being made. And really the only one that I could think of is maybe our water usage, but I mean that would be a pretty big stretch. And I really appreciated that because I hate going into a movie and having a political agenda shoved down my throat. Not to drop any names, but that happening, I don't think I need to say much more about that. Anyway, so that's all for this review. Hope you go watch it. I would give it a, let's see here, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. The character development was kind of okay. The cinematography was really good. The action was amazing. The plot was alright. Could have probably been a little bit better. The movie length was great. I love going into a movie and spending 2 hours there and knowing that I got my full money's worth. Thankfully, we have kind of like a little cheapy theater over here, and it only cost me $7 to get in. So I was kind of happy about that. Anyway, I hope you can watch this movie. It was really good. If you like sci-fi, I think you'll like it. Don't let anyone tell you that it should be compared to Avatar and that the cinematography in Avatar was so much better, because it really wasn't. That's just me, though. Anyways, go watch it. Make your own opinion about the movie. I think that's just about all I have to say about this. Okay, so for my question for the day, I would like to know, what is your favorite sci-fi movie? Sci-fi slash alien movie. If we're talking about just strictly sci-fi, I would have to say that it's Star Wars, just because, I mean, it's Star Wars. If we're talking about sci-fi slash alien, I would have to say Independence Day. Which, also, don't let anyone tell you that you should compare this movie to Independence Day, because it's totally different. I think that's the end for this video. On that note, I've had to pee for the last 2 hours, so I'm going to go do that, and I think I'm going to go to sleep. It's not that late, but I'm tired, if you can't tell. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. And I would just like to say on a more serious note, please keep your thoughts and your prayers on all the people in Japan and all the people that are still suffering from the effects of these tsunamis and just from the earthquake in general, because there was a lot of damage done and there's a lot of lives that are now going to be broken and displaced because of this natural disaster. So just keep them in your thoughts and your prayers, and I think that's it for this video.